Good evening, race fans. Welcome to round 4 of the Wallaby iRacing League here at Oran Park. This track is out in the western suburbs of Sydney, and it is a track that has been used over the years for such events like V8 Supercars, Aussie touring racing, and things of that. Although it hasn't been been getting as much use of late, and I think that might be a good thing, but that's all right. Joining me here today, we have Luke Fallon, and I am your commentator, Nick Green. G'day, Luke. How you doing?
I'm doing absolutely amazing, mate, tonight, and I am so ready after our miss last week to get right back into the action tonight and look at some lovely racing here from this grid of, 20 drivers it looks like so far. But I'm so ready for this, man.
That's it. I absolutely am excited as well. And one thing that you may see on the screen here, everybody, is that we've got rain. It is absolutely going to bucket it down later on as well. The weather radar shows that it's going to rain throughout the entire race. So it's going to be so important in qualifying to get that lap out as quickly as possible, because the track is just going to get worse and worse. Isn't that right, Luke?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a factor that the drivers are going to need to take into consideration tonight. And I really do rate the fact you have brought this one straight up the first thing in the stream, because the rain is definitely what we're going to be talking about tonight. Because as you mentioned, as we first got in the lobby a bit ago, that the first thing that you saw was that there's about one racing line here, you said, one that is the fastest basically, and it seems like the puddles are covering those lines. Is that so?
Absolutely. In particular, in that third sector, we've got puddles on apexes. Although, with how heavy the rain is going to get, it's probably going to stop being puddles on apexes, and it's just going to be track flood, which is going to be absolutely terrifying. And let's get a little, a breakdown of all the corners here and where we're going to expect to see all the carnage.
Yeah, for sure. So,
go ahead, mate.
So into turn one, obviously the first corner is this very, very quick left-hander that will quickly jump on board with one of the drivers that we're going through there. Here you go. The first corner is a very rapid left-hander that you're mostly staying flat foot for until you just get to the exit and you run down a turn two, which is the first heavy braking point on the track. Then a bit of gas down this little straight here into turn three, which is the right-hander. About mid-speed corner here, you want to push it all over outside that curb. And up here is a bit of an up-down moment where the tarmac seems to get... Sorry, we've just jumped back on a driver here currently. But yeah, as we get up to it again, the tarmac seems to go up and then down a bit. So that's a bit of an elevation, a tiny elevation change from the different circuit layouts that are here at Oran Park. And then up over the bridge, one of the most iconic shots on this track, as one would say, which is very sketchy in the rain, obviously different elevation changes, and then this right left down here, very easy to go off track and touch those curbs with puddles on it, and then the uphill left-hander, and then through here once again to the right left here, the blind right left, and then you go down the hill. The car compresses in the rain, which vouches for a lot of understeer, and then once again a last uphill left-hander all out towards the wall, and then you get your sign, and then you get your pit entry sign up on your screen when you say, no, I'm not going into the pit entry, but it always comes up. It's a nice, compact, very technical circuit at the park tonight, isn't it?
Absolutely. And one thing that I remember from watching a lot of V8 Supercars here as a kid is the amount of teams that would have to bring a lot of spare right wing mirror replacements, because so many cars would lose their wing mirror on the wall. These lads tonight don't have to worry about that so much, but they're going to have to worry about losing the entire car to the wall in these conditions.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think that's a factor for quite a few of the drivers. And that's a very interesting factor. As now you say it is probably very common for drivers to push it out there. But yeah, luckily we don't have mirrors losing in the sim as much as it would be nice.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing as well is the racing line here is probably going to look a little bit different from anyone who's ever watched Oran Park with V8 Supercars. I know from back in the day, if you come out over the Yokohama Bridge, that right-hander over the hill, there's sort of like a exit road that goes out, and what would happen is a lot of the V8 Supercars would actually use as much of that tarmac as possible to get a good straight line. But in these GT3s, I think there's probably enough downforce that you're not going to need to use that extra bit of tarmac. What do you think on that one, Luke?
I think it's probably a point that a few of these drivers are definitely going to be taking into consideration tonight. I think there's going to be different lines for the faster and slower drivers, and I think some will be thinking of taking the risk and some won't, hey?
Absolutely. And as we just see now, we've got practice wrapping up and we're going straight into qualifying. And the first thing I can see is that the track condition has changed from very lightly wet to lightly wet. So drivers are going to want to be on those wet tires. It's no longer a situation of like, oh, I can maybe squeeze out a dry tire lap. Nah. It's going to be wet tires from here on in, and it's just going to be about get that lap out quickly. I reckon the first lap or 2 laps is going to be the fastest this track will be for the whole event. Anything after that, you're going to be pushing it real hard and you're going to be struggling.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's definitely a point to make on it, as you would just say right there. Jay Connor came out of the box in that Aston Martin and said, "No, this is enough. We're going straight to wet tires." And that's another driver right there on dries that is also struggling. So I think, as you say, you've predicted it. The engineer himself, he's going to all these drivers are going to very quickly learn that it is really not the conditions for actually another Porsche there around. We're going to see a lot of cars on the left and right of the track here. And there you go, the McLaren's just been turned. Goodness me, it's already setting off here.
I have the ability, ladies and gentlemen, tonight to just throw out penalties as much as I wish, and it's going to take so much restraint to not just give Greg Cook like a bunch of drive-throughs just for, turning someone there.
Just for being Greg Cook,
But
I guess.
That's just give him here's 1,000 words on why you should not have done that.
Yeah, 100%.
So the other thing as well that we need to take into consideration, as Ty Saville in the chat has just written down, anyone got some spare floaties that I can borrow? That is a goodness it down. But in the race today, we do have safety cars, and we've also been given some stipulations on how those safety cars are going to work. If you want to take us through that, Luke.
Yeah, I think the safety cars are going to be an interesting factor tonight because...
Hold on. That's not good.
What's happened?
I think we have some technical...
I think we are okay. The safety cars are going to be very interesting tonight because, once again, it bunches the pack up in a track that maybe doesn't usually prompt for safety cars, since it's obviously a very, very tight track around here tonight. And hold on one moment, as we do have some technical issues. One moment. Stand by.
Alright, cool. Alright, just a bit of technical difficulties there, but we're all good. Alright, we should start having a quick look at these laps, because as we were talking about before, getting the times done now is going to be key. And as we can see, Mr. Connor at the top of the leaderboard so far with a good 1:15. Oh, now we've got Oscar King coming in. He's thrown up a 1:13.6, and I think that's probably going to be all right there. So we can almost just wrap it up, call it a day. Thank you very much. That's a lightning time in these conditions.
Yeah, sorry, there we go. We're just finishing up on these technical issues. Sorry, we're having a bit of a moment here tonight, but hopefully we'll get back on the track very soon and fix it all up. But yeah, sorry. I think a 13.6, like you said, oh, there you go. We have another driver that's got in 300ths of a second to him, so that's a very good look from him. One thing I'd also like to quickly mention, and that I want you to have a bit of a talk on the topic about, what's our thoughts on the Porsche domination tonight?
Oh, the Porsche is looking like it is king tonight, and I think that it's got a lot to do with the fact that the Porsche has got a good chance of getting that power down in these very tight conditions at this track where, you know, you got a lot of corners, it's a lot of slower mid-speed corners, and getting out of them is going to be paramount. And I think that's what the Porsche is going to offer here. And in these wet conditions, I think that can only further play into its hands. What about you, Luke? What are your thoughts on that?
I totally agree with you. The Porsche is definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest, with getting the power down out of the corners. Seems that the rear end just always wants to agree with you no matter what. So, although the Porsche has quite a lot of flaws, that's one of its benefits that it has for sure. And it's, yeah, like I said, it's going to help tonight for sure, as this place is also very technical.
Yep. Absolutely, and I'm actually starting to see some of those cars are actually taking advantage of the wide left-hand side of the track coming over the bridge. So that's good to see. Another thing I also saw while we were having some of these little technical difficulties is Oscar King got into the side of Brock Anderson on a flying lap, which actually, you know, might have caused a bit of strife for both drivers.
Yeah, getting into each other in quali is definitely a thing to do. You know, it's one thing to do it in the race, but it's another thing to do it in quali when obviously the heat is high. But hold on, who is? We'll bring this quick track map up. Give me a moment, and I believe I see an Audi out there behind this Ford. Hold on, we gotta have a look at this. The Audi in the OCE livery. We've got to have a look at this. Who is this? Number 7 is that?
What a legend. Is that Jay Connor?
We do love our Audis, so you know we're gonna have a sneaky look here if we can find them. And then once again,
respect, yeah.
We have a Porsche off in the middle of the park there, so I don't know if he's going to the swings in the middle or playing on the playground, but I do not believe that one's the optimal line. It's Ty! Ty Zavilli in the Audi!
Well done, Ty. And while we've been talking about all these different interesting factors, Ryan has come out with a great 113.1. The time to beat now. And actually, we're getting a few people really having a good stab at the top of the leaderboard. Oscar King currently running in 4th. He is our championship leader. So that's actually quite fascinating. Kind of emulating a little bit, you know, art imitates life with Oscar Piastri in the current Formula One. Another Oscar there who's having a bit of a difficult time in qualifying and races as well of late. Are we going to see that mirrored here in our wonderful, illustrious league here tonight, Luke?
I think we may. I think it could be a factor of it. I think it may not play into that much of a detail. I mean, in our league race tonight. But did you say that when you looked at the weather earlier? Oh, hold on, that is not the line for our Ford friend over here, Mr. Paul Brown. We've got spinning it around, and the Aston's nearly collecting him on the side there. Goodness me, that one was close, and he's going to rejoin. Hopefully not in anyone's way on the hot lap, but scary moments like that on curbs. Are we going to get many moments like that tonight?
Absolutely. The curbs here at Oran Park are treacherous in the dry. I do not like the curbs in this place. I may have alluded to it earlier that I have a bit of a bias. I wouldn't say hatred. Hatred's a strong word, but I'm not a fan of this track. It's not the best track in New South Wales, let me tell you that for free. And these curbs in the dry can be quite difficult because you can actually get your tires hooked in. They're, in some of the cases, like at the entrance of Turn 2, and on Turn 2 you can see it's more of a drain pipe than an actual apex. And in the wet, it's only going to be that much worse.
Yeah, 100%. It's got some sketchy moments around here at this track, and we see Paul Brown, our friend, once again, just venturing off there into Turn 1. So he's having a bit of a shocker so far in qualifying. Only got himself at P10, wanting to improve for sure in the later stages. And our lovely camera shot has cut to the Audi itself. Listen to that screaming V10 on the Audi with the OCE livery as he's pushing it all over the line. And that's an off track, and that is him heading straight towards the barrier.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing as well is we have actually got a change in track condition. It has gone from lightly wet to moderately wet. So any chance of getting to the top of the leaderboard is out the window. That is not happening anymore for the rest of the guys lapping, it's just going to be about
Hey.
setting a time and not having to start at the back of the grid.
And not doing things like that, for sure. If you want to
Oh,
benefit...
he's just taking a little breather as he realizes, my word, these conditions are treacherous.
Goodness me.
And it's just going to be fantastic to watch, I reckon. I'm actually really excited.
How's the elevation change? Oh, another game. That's a questionable line there. Also for our another Porsche friend here tonight in the red and black livery of Mason.
Yep.
Taking the non-optimal line down into turn 1. The question that I have for you now is, with the amount of elevation change that there is on this track, up, down, with the conditions that we're in, so obviously up over top of crest, car becomes very light, can definitely aquaplane, help the aquaplaning of the car, and then when we drop down hills and the car compresses, helps the lock of tyres. Is this going to play into a fact for tonight?
Yeah, I think absolutely. And it's going to matter a lot with safety cars being triggered, which is a message that are going to go out to the drivers very shortly, just letting them know that safety cars are going to be triggered if there is a blockage on the racing line that looks like it's going to cause a pileup. That is where I will throw the flag up.
What are they? So what are these boys doing? Very cute here.
I love that. Gary, Wicket, and Ty.
And they're staying there. And they're staying there. What a shot that one is. Oh, and his bumper's coming along for a run as well. Goodness me.
Oh, don't you just love to see that? Just two fellas decide, you know what? The racetrack is a place for us to connect and be together and just enjoy the moment as it's absolutely pouring here at Oran Park.
We're going to have... It's giving me flashbacks, that one, of a real-life moment of when I was karting with my mate once in pouring rain conditions. We said to each other as we got into the car, watch for the curb in turn 3. There's a massive puddle on it. As we both get onto our push laps, we hit that puddle and we both end in the wall next to each other. Which was a very fun story of mine, which reminded me exactly of that moment with the BMW next to the Porsche there out of the last corner.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Maybe I'm getting on the good old race control here, and just letting them know that I loved that crash there between those two boys. It was great. It was fantastic. But definitely, my God, we are seeing so many people having issues in qualifying, and maybe that is because they are pushing as hard as they can to try to get that lap time. But they're going to have to sharpen up in the race, or I'm going to be working overtime here on the safety car.
For sure, for sure. I think you're going to be working overtime in the safety car anyway, obviously, tonight with these conditions. I think sketchy as once again, Porsche off there, return to the pit box. But yeah, like you said, I really don't think people, unless it's the bottom of the grid where they didn't get much of a good lap in, I think this is going to be really tested the driver's skill to even keep her on the track in these treacherous conditions tonight. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, as you do have the logos of the cars up down your leaderboard. We have a lovely side-by-side moment. What a battle we're watching here, as the white, yellow and black Porsche here is not having it with the red and black one. He says, no, I'm getting past anyway, and shoves the blue one out of the way as well. He's on a hot lap here, Morris is. Over the bridge he goes, passes the Aston Martin there. What a shot that is, hey Nick, over the bridge with the barriers on the left and right, and then Lamborghini in the background off into the wall as well. He's warming up his tyres here. McDonald is in the Aston Martin. Was fastest in practice, was he, or is he top 3 in practice as well?
He was definitely up there. And I think we are getting towards the end of qualifying here. I would imagine that most cars are probably on their final lap, or they are going to be, getting themselves ready for the race, figuring out, what fuel they need and how this is all going to play out.
For sure, that's what most of them are probably doing back in the pit lane there, as you see on the main, straight there. As you will recognise tonight, we do have a bit smaller of a grid on our hands here tonight, which does not mean to say the action will be less, as I believe the action is going to be very high tonight with all of the conditions. But what do we think, Nick? Maybe the smaller grid is the fact that Oran Park can't take that many pit boxes. You
That
never
could
know.
have something to do with it. Although we do have 24 cars have registered for the race. However, we've had to disqualify one driver. His name is Luke Fallon.
Oh,
Don't know what
goodness
happened there,
me.
but we've moved on from that. That's okay. So we've got 23 drivers on the grid here today. And I think that with that field, we're going to see just carnage. Absolute carnage.
Disqualify the commentator. How mean is that? Goodness me.
Hey, look, I did what was told of me. Actually, no, it was my idea. And also, it's funny. Qualifying is wrapping up now. So, Luke, would you like to take us through the grid that we've got for us today as I get these drivers ready to go with some announcements on the race?
Yeah, for sure. I'll get us up and going with the grid as we've got a bit of a herring moment there between the Porsche and the Aston coming to the end of qualifying. We will have to give it a moment as they finish their final laps for the results to come up first, and that's a questionable pit entry from McDonald there as well. So, bit of a deja vu moment as we see Ryan at the top of the board and Geordie Slater getting close to him as well in P2. So, I do not believe Ryan has been up there as often as Geordie this season so far, but I will take you through the championship standings right now as the qualifying session ends up. We've got Oscar King leading after his win in Australia round 1 and then P2 at the Oran 1 and P1 at Snetterton last week. He did come off the back of the win there last week, but he's only managed to put himself in P4 so far, and then Geordie Slater in P2 in the standings and P2 in your qualifying session here is just ended there, and then Brocky in P3 in the standings and has managed to cook up a P9 in this session tonight for qualifying team. He's looking to get some positions in the race. Joseph Parkinson in P4 in the standings, Jaden Draper in P5 in the standings, and that is the top 5. So here we go. Brocky is the last car in pit lane as the qualifying session ends. Shout out to Brocky's new livery here tonight. He has got ridden of the traditional Swayzando livery that he's been rocking on his cars for a little bit, and he has now hooked up his car with his newest sponsor that he has signed for himself in the last week. That is very interesting and very big accomplishment for him. He always loved to sign new sponsors. So yes, here we go. The grid for tonight is set. Number 266, Ryan, has taken his, I believe, first pole of the season. I believe it is his first one starting off on the front row. Geordie Slater in P2 in the number 73 car has got on the front row as well. So a really good look from him. P2 in his championship as well. Nice look for the championship for him. Jordan in P3, a nice new show from him in that Aston Martin. Good job from him to break the top 6 in the middle of Porsches. Top 6 is Porsche, so he's jumped in there with the Aston Martin. Oscar King, your championship leader in P4, the 111 car. And then Tippett in P5, Cook in P6. Greg looking very nice in that P6 position tonight. Hopefully he can get up into the podium position. Gary in P7, Jay Connor in P8, Brock Anderson in P9 with the new livery. Jake Morris in P10, Paul Brown in P11, the car that was having some minor problems in the practice lobby earlier today. And then Luke Harris in P12, Darryl in P13, Aussie in P14, Kellen P15, Riley Wilson in P16, Drysdale in P17, Mason Zelda in P18, Levi Block in P19, 7 seconds off the leader's pace, so hopefully some better pace will be on show for him tonight. Ty in the Audi in P20, we're going to be watching him very closely tonight as he comes from the back of the grid, and his close friend Joseph, number 66, P21 for him as well. So hopefully a nice look from both of those two from the back of the grid. Joseph in the Ford, Ty in the Audi. Hopefully going to be a very nice race tonight as we're going to be on board with them for a lot of tonight, because they are very rapid, to say the least. And disregard the Luke Fallon at the bottom of the grid there, because I am obviously not driving. I'm in your comms box for tonight. But here we go. It's a very, very short formation lap. We're going to jump to the front of the grid as they all get set. A lot of Porsches here tonight. A field of 22 GT3s at Oran Park, and they're off and running in the pouring wet conditions. The Porsche of Ryan has had a lovely jump off the line, and Geordie Slater has followed him. We're going to go jump back in the mid-pack here. We're going to go on board with Greg Cook. Look at this, barely any visible whatsoever. He's got a Porsche flying off the track there down the outside of him. He switches him back up the inside, but they're all going at it at the lead here. It's going to be side by side, and it's going to be triple Porsches after the first few corners. Goodness me. They have got out in the lead. Oh, wow. It's going to be Porsche, Porsche, Porsche. Oh, he's in the back of him. The BMW is off. He's got hit in the back. Gary has. Goodness me. It's on like Donkey Kong here tonight as they go up over the bridge. The leaders do for the first time. Are any car side by side? No, it seems like Ryan is out there. It's going to be around the outside for Jordan. No, Jordan's off. Jordan's in the wall. Nick, Jordan has hit the wall in his Porsche at the start of the race. What is going on?
It is absolute carnage out here, but we haven't had any real blockages of the racing line, so race control has let the race continue, but my goodness, it has been absolutely crazy out here, and I think we're going to need to throw up a yellow for that one. We're going to need to throw up a yellow for that one as Jay Connor has spun on the racing line and had a hit there.
Oh, he's been collected by Paul Brown as well.
Goodness.
Oh, goodness me, the yellow flag has been thrown. We're going to have a instant look at this, but quickly while I mention it was a lovely move by Tippett here in the Porsche to get past as well, but look at that rear end damage. We're going to have a much better look at this one. Look at this at the start. That is not ideal to have on the opening laps of a nice 45-minute race here tonight, but while we have a moment now, we're going to go look back at what happened here for Jay Connor in the Aston Martin. He's coming around this final sector. It's got all squiggly on him. Does he spin? There you go. There's a spin on the puddle on the racing line. He's going to come around and get collected. As he spins the wheels. The Porsche's come back. Oh, they're all avoiding him, and Paul Brown doesn't. And bang into him. That is very, very unsafe for a car to be on the line there. And that is a very, very fair call from the stewards to call him out there, as that would have been very, very, very scary for a couple of those drivers to be passing him definitely in those conditions there. So looking, we'll go again on board with him as they all tried to get out the way, left, right of him. Goodness me, that was, and then the huge contact from Paul. Goodness me, that does not sound nice on board with him, does it?
Not at all, but the good thing for some of these drivers that have picked up damage is that you can go and get that fast repair. We've got 3 of them to use tonight. However, I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if some of them use all 3, because this is absolute carnage.
Wow. Now we can jump back to live, ladies and gentlemen, as that was, there was your replays of what happened there for the crash. But while we have a moment, I believe I do have a moment to look back at the start. Once again, we're going to hopefully have a better look on what did happen to Gary here, as someone seemed to get into the back of him. We're going to have a look here. We're going to press play here, and we're going to jump on cockpit as, he's had goodness me. It's been him that's had a moment there. Oh, wow. Nick, this is a huge moment into turn 3.
That is an absolutely diabolical dive. I couldn't believe that we actually had that miss. I think it's because there was also a crash that was happening just a little bit further back on the road. I've got my current view of the race here set to, focus on crashes. But when there are 3 happening at the same time, my camera freaks out.
Yeah, for sure. It's all over the place at the start of these races. We see Ty's had a crash, and goodness, what? Hey, what's happened there, ladies and gentlemen? What is going on here? What in the iRacing has happened here? What? And then he gets gifted, and it was basically a 4-car pileup at the back of your screen there. Goodness me. Well, Ty getting away with absolute murder out here tonight.
Yeah, let's also have a quick discussion about the movers and shakers. Joseph Parkinson, who started P21 on the grid, is now in P10.
Wow. Oh my goodness me. From P21 to P10. Are you kidding me?
in one lap of live racing, as we didn't really get a full lap there under, green flag conditions.
So not even one lap, and this man has managed to get himself to P10. That is impressive if I've ever seen it.
Very impressive. However, our drivers, they're really going to need to be very careful in this next restart because
Safety car
we don't want to have chain restarts. No, we've got another couple of laps to go, I believe.
Okay, so
what is kind of hilarious is that it's considered the second lap of the race to be a green lightning bolt lap from everybody. Well done, 2 minutes and 6 seconds behind the safety car, guys. You guys are flying out there. iRacing, I think, doesn't know what to do. Doesn't really know what to do when safety cars get brought out on circuits, but it's good fun.
100% it's good fun, as we're all sad here, especially the drivers will be, as obviously the safety car's not gone in this lap, so hopefully we'll go in next lap. But what are our thoughts on possibly jumping on board for the restart of a bit down the grid? As you do, it is pretty treacherous to be looking, hey, isn't it, down this far?
It really is, because there is so much spray. I mean, these would be red flag conditions, no doubt, in most racing leagues, like let alone Formula 1, where, if there's a teaspoon of water on the track, we go for a red flag. I would say that this is probably a red flag in GT3 racing as well, but we gotta give it up to our drivers here who are braving it out in these absolutely diabolical conditions. Well done to everybody who's come out tonight. Let's hope that it's not going to be 40 minutes behind a safety car. We'll try to make sure that doesn't happen.
What's a red flag,
but,
mate? Goodness me. Red flags only come out with pile-ups, bro. What is red flags? I don't know what a red flag is, mate. We can keep on racing is the mindset that we love to hear. So the biggest loser on the restart, obviously, was Geordie Slater with his big moment on the opening lap that I will actually be able to get back up for you guys. I'll do you all a big favour as I do scroll back. So if anyone's just jumping in now, you will be able to see his moment. As no, you won't, because it's not coming off me. Yes, it is. So nice and close he was, up the back of the car ahead, over the hill, goes for the outside, understeer, the tyres meet him, and around he goes. Now, Nick, is he lucky to not have his rear left wheel there cave in on itself and not have wheel damage?
I would say he is absolutely lucky, and you can see that a couple of drivers have actually elected to keep on the track and keep their position as opposed to going in for their repair. Chase Tippett, who started 5th in the grid, he's now 3rd, even though he's got that bumper with, a little bit of a dent kind of shaking him up here. Is the safety car peeling in this lap? Are we going to get started?
Safety car is peeling in.
Underway.
And it is green flag, and he's been caught lacking, McDonald has, and we're going to be on board with him because you're going to see this absolutely forbidden view ahead that these drivers have. You cannot see the line whatsoever, but is it going to be 2 wide? Is it going to be 3 wide into turn 2, and he's off! The Porsche of Chris is off and into the gravel, huge drift, and they're all off! 3-4 cars are off the track, and there's a car around as well of King, the championship leaders, off. It's 5 wide! What are we looking at down here into turn 2, and he's been turned. He's been turned. Goodness me, on the line. Holy, what is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? We have drivers on the racing line. We have drivers parked around. And Joseph Parkinson has been turned around and the yellow flag is back out. Boys, can we please settle down? Oh my word. What is going on here?
That was absolutely diabolical on the restart. Luke, can you please take us through that one more time as I send out a little message to our drivers just to let them know that they need to calm down?
Goodness me, of course I can. I would be absolutely pleasured to have a look at this once again. So we got the yellow flag waved here, and it was then green and go from, oh no, the yellow flag did not, it was already going on up here. Goodness me. So Anthony Roach already had a bit of a moment there out of the final corner. And then we have Oscar King having a huge moment into turn 1. absolutely bombing it off the track there, and he gets followed as well by, yeah, there's just too much things going on here. So there's multiple things going on at once. And then you got Brock Anderson going off track back here. We'll jump on board for his moment. As it's just flying straight off, isn't it? We'll get a better look here on board. As there's no hoping. Like, it's just straight off, and goodness me, no one can even keep it on the track. And Geordie comes back on the track, and can we give it a bit of a far chase cam here? Do we see maybe what of the carnage that was going on here? As Luke Harris as well, another driver that's gone off and come back on, and oh my goodness me. It's all up in the air. It's on like Donkey Kong here tonight, boys. As here it is. This is the moment of the 3 wide. It's 5 wide, and they're all into each other. What is going on here? And then Ty gets turned around. No, Joseph Parkinson gets turned around there, and then that is the moment that we decided to call it. Because you cannot have a car looking like this, can you? This is way, way, way too dangerous. As Paul Brown has nearly got caught up for the 2nd time tonight in all of the carnage that's going on. Oh my goodness me, I need a glass of water.
Absolutely. Not only that, though, it's the location where the crash has happened, where it's the narrowest part of the track in terms of not having runoff on either side. You're going under a bridge, you know? We have got to be
100%.
very careful in that situation, and I think that's why it was absolutely necessary to bring out the yellow. But I gotta say, we do get a lot of time to break down every single crash, so as a broadcaster, this is fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely...
5 wide was one hell of a shout, and credit to these boys. They are not leaving anything to chance here. They are just going for it.
Oh.
Actually, they're leaving everything to chance. My mistake. One thing I am noticing, though, is I think that the steering wheel inside of the cockpit is sort of decoration in these conditions. They're trying to turn, but the understeer is insane.
Here we go again. We're going to even try to jump on board here with Ty with his... He can't do anything about that as he gets turned around, and the scary... Oh, look at this view. If he's got a grid of 20 cars coming towards him, you can't do anything about it. And he's backed into Paul Brown, and oh my word, what a scary moment for him there. Can we also jump on board with hopefully these cars that were going... Oh, look at that! Goodness me, he's just got a Ford appear right in front of him. Oh, that is an... We're gonna watch this one back. Oh my goodness me, ladies and gentlemen. Have a clip of this one. You got cars pull out of the way. Bang! Ford right in front of you. Oh, quick reactions from our friend there.
Absolutely. One thing that is definitely going to be going through Joseph Parkinson's mind there when he turns, if he does any oval racing, which I do believe he does, he is thinking, please be a yellow, please be a yellow, my god, I am in so much danger, please save me. So he
100%.
was probably quite grateful to have that yellow flag come out in that situation. As someone who also does oval racing, if you are in a diabolical situation where you might get completely poleaxed by an oncoming car, you are praying for that safety car to come and save you.
100% you're praying, mate. And goodness me, lads, I've done the unforgivable tonight. I've done the you can't do that as a commentator. I do not have a glass of water with me. Goodness me.
Yeah, I've also made the same mistake. Would you like me to take over on this restart here, Luke, so you can have maybe a little bit of your breath back? Because I think we're going to have to work together as a team, my man. This has been one crazy race so far, and we've still got 30 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be an absolutely amazing end to the race that's coming up soon, but hopefully these guys don't cause us another safety car. I can take the safety car restart for one more time, but I may be handing it off to you very quickly once I do, as hopefully we don't have any more deaths into turn 1. As at this point any car could go off. We may see the safety car in the wall for what all we know. Goodness me.
Absolutely, and I believe that the safety car will be peeling in at the end of this lap. So the other thing that I wanted to bring up here is that the fuel in this series is set to 40%, which, you know, is trying to get the field to do one pit stop in the race. I wonder if there's going to be so much safety car and so much slow driving with the wet conditions. Will there be cars that can just get to the end without having to pit?
Yeah, I think that's definitely something to think about, because I mean, we've got iRacing live timing, trying to grief us going to scenic mode. No, we do not want to go to scenic mode. We want to listen to this beautiful V10 of the Audi here. But I think that's definitely the case for a lot of series, but this may be a mandatory pit stop, so we may still see drivers go in, or is it just because they may run out of fuel?
I do believe it's only because they've run out of fuel. The only way you can set a mandatory pit stop in iRacing is if there's a tyre compound change, and that is for our Formula Series. We're not going to have a tyre compound change here. We're probably not going to have any tyre changes from any of our drivers, because getting back up to temperature in wet tyres is just asking for more chaos. And that's probably another thing that these guys are maybe not thinking about in their restarts as well, is that the tyres are getting cold on these, restart laps. So they need to be very careful at the start of this next restart. But we're coming into the last couple of corners now. Luke, are you ready? Have you got it on the oxygen mask? Are you ready to go?
I am absolutely ready, mate. I'm so excited to watch this. As the safety car lights are out, of course, Magic is last, bro. Yeah, he's down there. But look, honestly, right now, anything can happen for these drivers. I would like to say to them one last time, please, ladies and gentlemen, can you just keep it on the road is all we're asking for. We've had 15 minutes of almost safety car interventions, but they're ready now. As Ryan is in the middle of the track, he hasn't jumped yet. Now he's gone foot flat to the floor, and the Aston, he has caught him lacking in the spray. He is now the run down to turn one. Jordan is going to try to defend from Greg here. Greg Cook in a lovely P3 position. He's looking optimistic down to turn one. Please, can we not go off? Greg is straight off. I've asked him to not. He has gone straight off. Lovely move from Ty Sevilli down the inside here. That is the Porsche on the inside, and please tell me we've all kept it on the road here, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to jump up back to the front. Have we got the leader under pressure? He is under pressure, and we've got to move back there for Ty again. But the Aston Martin on the Porsche of Ryan ahead. He's all over his rear bumper.
Oh, well done to all the drivers. We've actually been much more civilized on this restart here. All 20-odd drivers have kept it out of the wall at the very least. Maybe not necessarily off of the, on the track, but they did it. That was actually quite a good rejoin there from Greg Cook, so I got to give him some props there, although he has lost some positions.
P2 is around, Ryan is around, and he's just managed to get it back off the line, so we do not cause another safety car, but that is huge for him. Ryan looking so positive tonight, looking on the pace all night in qualifying, practice, and now the race, and he's just turned it around, and that is
Connor has also spun going into the final corner. Please don't get he's managed to pull up just in time. Whoa, wow, we are in such treacherous conditions. It's gonna be so hard for those cars to stop in time.
Oh my goodness me,
flying lap.
Ty has absolutely drifted it past Oscar King. What did we just watch there? Ty past the championship leader. He has drifted it into turn one. Oh my goodness me. That has got to be one of the most greatest overtakes I think I have ever watched in my entire life. Please, can we get another shot of this? Into turn one. He's a mile back. He goes the whole way. Left, right, save. And he's drifted it in. What a move there for Ty. Oh my goodness me. Ty Sevilli down the inside of Oscar King. What a move that was. What a save as well.
That is a fantastic move, as Paul Brown has had a bit of an accident here, but it's all good. I think now that the field is starting to spread out a little bit off of that restart, we are going to be able to keep the race going for a little while longer, which is excellent to see.
That is amazing to see, mate, as we hope all the drivers now can just keep it on the road. Please, you'll get... Oh my god, no, I take that back, as Brocky's just had a huge drift up the infield there, and he's gone around a berm as if that was... drifting his Porsche. Nice rejoin for Brocky there. Thank you very much, mate. Down to P14 for him, so that's not nice, but he's going to have to take it. But thank you very much, Brocky, for not causing carnage. But I think that was a huge moment on the puddle there. That was for him. But look at this top three. Nice and settled down. Oh my god, goodness me. We've got Oscar King back down the inside of Tyus. Really, I think that was. What a move that was.
Fantastic. Wow, we are seeing some absolutely world-class racing from our drivers at the front of the grid here. But the thing is, the more they battle each other, the more they're going to struggle to catch the two that have gotten away. Ryan Taborski and Geordie Slater, P1 and P2 quite comfortably out in front.
For sure, and oh my goodness me, up on our feet as well. It's given me the notification that I have passed Ollie Stevens. So look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I have done a move in this race. I've made a move. What an absolute legend I am. So on the comms, I managed to get a move done. That's impressive, isn't it, mate?
Okay, we're going to carry on with the race here. And just have a look and see that... Oh, my goodness, Gary Wickett. Oh, he's lost it. Oh, he's round, but... Or is he going to be able to wait that out? I think that's going to be fine. I think he's going to be able to rejoin here. He's just going to need to be very cautious.
There you go.
Although he has lost the bunda of that vehicle, it is not a good look. As we can see, Jake Morris has absolutely gone into the wall.
What a moment down into turn 1. Oh my goodness me. He has absolutely launched it in. And to the wall he goes and he toes straight away. Right. So we're going to have another look at this down to turn 1 as we hope no one does a battle while we're on this replay. And there you go. There's the puddle. And goodness me, that is a very scary off, isn't it? Very fast.
It is incredible. Oh my goodness. Back in the live here, I just had a bit of onboard of Joseph Parkinson, who almost had a moment, but does a great save there, coming out of the champion corner. And, I mean, Joseph Parkinson, he really is one of the champs around here, is he not, Luke?
100% he is. Very fast driver and very impressive driver in all sorts of conditions. But, wow, this rain is really bringing us some entertainment, is it? Goodness me, battles up and down the field. It is on like never before here tonight, isn't it?
It really is, and it's fantastic to see that we are getting some nice clean racing coming in here. And I just want to double check with the broadcast. Have we got the replay overlay showing us, or are we on live? We just want to make sure that that is confirmed for our viewers at home.
100%, you are right. There we go. We're back on live there now, and we're also on the senior camera. So there we go. We are back up with our leading pack here, Oscar King in P3. He's got Ty Sevilla second behind him, so under pressure there. In these rainy conditions, is it a bit... Oh, hold on, we've got a 10th of gap here. It's going to be around the outside. Surely not for Joseph Parkinson. He's going to get shown to the grass there by Greg Cook, but he's kept it in. Oh, these boys are in the same voice chat. These boys will be getting into each other, but he's going to be switched up back the inside. Yeah. It's going to be a tiny overlap over the bridge. Greg shuts the door, says, no, mate, not through there. No, you're not.
Joseph Parkinson, that was an absolutely treacherous move there, because the inside of that drainage pipe at turn 5 nearly lost him control of that car, but he managed to keep on top of it.
Oh, wow, it's going to be a huge moment as well. Is it going to be Tippett? He's going to have a look here down the inside. He's had a bit of a left-right move here. Good exit. It's going to be an off-track there for him on the inside there. Keep away from the puddle on the outside. No, he balls it. He hits the puddle. But is this going to be Joseph Parkinson that has a better look on Greg Cook down into turn 1? Has he got the exit? We're going to have to see at the end of this straight, but look at this spray off the back of his cars. Goodness me, this is really treacherous conditions, isn't it?
Absolutely. They are very treacherous conditions indeed, as Daniel Kelland has been turned, and oh my goodness, we've had a couple of cars here go, but I think we can let this one go. They are at the back of the field here. They're not going to cause a pile-up. As these were part of our stipulations, we are worried about cars stopping on the racing line causing a pile-up for, you know, oncoming traffic, but if they're towards the back of the field, I think we can let those go.
Ooh, Paul Brown having a nice little drift there. In is forward, but what a three-way battle we're looking at here, hey. Greg Cook, the 2K I-Rater, managing to fend off a 5K I-Rater. This is really what just shows what these conditions can do to a driver, but oh, Joseph Parkinson, very optimistic look down the inside there. And the car behind them, look at this. How impressive is this, mate? We're going to have a look behind here. What is this new aero package on this man's car right here?
That is quite the aero package indeed.
Oh, he's into him.
Now
Goodness me.
Oh, Greg.
Bit of a bump and run.
It's not looking so good.
Bit of a bump and run for Joseph Parkinson. It's going to be down the inside. We're going to have to wait till the end of the straight to see what's going to go on here. But is it going to be a move? He's going to pass him now. He's up in the standings. Will Greg Cook grave around the inside, but the Porsche's into the back of him behind. But wow. Joseph Parkinson with the late braking. What a move there, and he's already got his eyes set on Luke Harris' head. Goodness gracious me.
Absolutely. We also have some lap traffic for these guys to deal with. Jay Connor, who's, you know, had quite a difficult race, as he was one of the ones that was sort of towards the front of the field, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he P8 on qualifying and is now P17. But credit to him for staying on the circuit. We do have those wave rounds available if there is another safety car called. Although,
there we
we'll
go.
wait and see what this all looks like.
Out of the way. He was getting there. This is going to be optimistic. Oh, no way. Oh, my goodness me. He's thought better of it. Gregor's given him the room, though. But he's thought better of it there for that moment. Are they too wide? He's switched back to the inside. Goodness me. This is a battle. This is a battle for the ages here for the two Porsches. One with the new aero package and one with the old aero package. What are we looking at? He's going to defend. No way up there. Greg with the drift. He saved it. He saved it. Oh. Luke Harris, around he goes, but he's managed to bring it back onto the track as well. What happened there? Into the pit.
Goodness me, and cars are going to pit. I wonder if they're pitting for fuel. I wonder if they're pitting because they're concerned about the amount of damage that they're carrying. There is so much going on here. I tell you what, we're going to get to the point where safety car is going to be thing that people are praying for just so they can get a pit stop in, get the damage on these cars repaired.
Nick. We see a black flag on our standings. This is not good. I think drivers have reached their penalty amount that they're allowed to have and having to box now. I think this is what those pits were because no other driver is in. Look, we've got one black flag there and it's now disappeared. And Chris is, I believe, serving his as well. This is huge, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This is massive. And that is something that they also need to really be considering as Daniel Kelland is off the track at turn 1. And wow, he's just managed to keep it out of the tire wall there. But oh, this is one thing they've really got to consider is that so much off tracks have happened, so much carnage has happened that the stewards are going to be turning around from iRacing themselves and letting them know, hey boys, pull your head in, keep it on the track, or we're going to make you drive through that pit lane.
Very scary moment in turn 1, isn't it? Wow.
It
fast
really
offs.
is. But fast offs, but we've still got that battle between P3 and P4 that has been heating up throughout the entire race. Although they're also getting tracked down by Mr. Joseph Parkinson. I think this could become a really interesting battle towards the end of this race.
Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Cook, after serving his supposed penalty, I believe, is on the back of Levi Block here, on the back of the Lamborghini. It looks like the purple Lamborghini is off the road ahead of him. Levi Block is, so hopefully he still managed to get that car turned in. No, he doesn't. Off the road he goes. Greg Cook will say thank you very much. Could not have made that any easier for me. Three-way battle, maybe.
And I can't help but notice something. What are your thoughts on the Lamborghini in these conditions on this track?
What are my thoughts on the Lamborghini? In these conditions, absolutely horrendous. But this track, I'm not too sure, mate. All I know is the Lamborghini in the rain is not the one to run.
Yeah, I do seem to have like this weird memory of a Lamborghini in wet conditions at a track. I can't remember what it was, like Le Mans or something. What?
Oh, no.
Do you remember any of this, Luke? No, I don't know. It's crazy.
I do remember this, my friend. Oh my goodness me!
At some point.
Oh, what is he?
Oh, wow.
Goodness me! We've missed that one for Dan. He's just gone straight into the wall. Wow, what a huge moment there. Yeah, we'll grab another moment of this, but has this calmed down? Yeah, it has. Wow. That is huge. Hold on, we'll have another look at this. After he did get the rejoin, so it was out of turn 1. He was just minding his own business. And he's going along. And there's this concrete wall on the side here, and he's just gone bang! Straight into it and up off the floor.
Oh, Ty Sevilla's round!
No. Is he? Oh my goodness me, we're going to have to jump on live here. He's had a moment, Ty has. We're going to go back to it. And it says he's crashed. Has he made contact with anyone? He's come in very hot. And he stomped on the gas here. There's the white line that he's hit. And he's gone around. Oh no, that is a huge moment. And oh my goodness me, he's in the middle of the line. And they've all managed to do amazing to keep out his way. But Daniel's having a... Oh my goodness me, Daniel's having a shocker. It's just Daniel Allen has crashed up on my information. That tyre is not looking very nice there whatsoever. But is this Joseph Parkinson that's had a go on the Porsche for P4 here? This is all getting tossed up in the air, this race is. He's gone back down the inside of turn 1 there. I cannot believe what's going on. I need to catch my breath.
This is complete carnage. This has been absolutely insane. But if we cut ahead, P1 and P2 are actually quite close together. Geordie Slater has managed to track down Mr. Ryan Taborski, who's been a very competent race leader so far, doing a great job. But now we have all to play for here, as car in P14, Gary Wickett had to pull off of the circuit there just to let some cars by, and probably not the way you want to do it, but that's okay. There is so much happening here. Has Mr. Daniel Kelland managed to bring his car back into the pits yet?
We're not sure.
No, he's parked down at the dogleg. He's been trying to limp that car back, which, I mean, credit to the man. He's trying his best, although I think in reality, we need to penalize this. This is not safe.
For sure, this is not safe. May have to call it a day. May have to hang up the boots, as they say. May have to jump out of that car. But yeah, coming in from the man himself, the owner of this, the leader of this lovely league that we've got out here tonight, that's given us all the pleasure of watching this absolute carnage unfolding. Wet as fuck. Yes, it is, mate. It is very wet out here tonight. Very wet, to say the least. For these drivers.
I gotta say something. I was watching Daniel pull his car into the pit lane. His car on my screen has the front right at a complete, like, perpendicular to the... Well, it's parallel to the ground and it's perpendicular to the wall. The tire was, like, brushing up along the wall as if it was driving on the wall to go into the pit lane. It was comical. Wow. It was brilliant. But now this field is actually spread out quite a lot, so I think we're going to get green flag conditions all the way to the end, which is wonderful to see. But these guys, they're going to have to pit, because that's something they have to consider.
That is not the line, for the man there into turn one. So we've seen so many drivers have this moment into turn one, isn't it? I think we're actually going to stay on board with our P4 car here, because we're going to look for the puddle that it gives off into turn one. We're going to look, do these drivers not take the wide entry? Because this is where they're bedecking it. There you go. So not that wide, off the power already. And look at how slippery that is, and what a moment to jump on board as Joseph has another moment, and then another huge moment. So, lovely moment to jump on board into turn one, to really show how much of a struggle it is for these drivers to get it turned in there, isn't it?
Absolutely, and Luke Harris has actually had a little bit of a spin down out the third sector there, which was something that we highlighted at the start of the race. One thing I want to notice here is that Geordie Slater is currently in the race lead. Ryan Taborski down 6 seconds. What has happened there?
That is huge. We're gonna have to... Oh, here we go. We're gonna have to find out what's happened. Oh, he's off.
We may have missed that one.
Oh, he's off.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's off in turn one. We just talked about how crazy turn one action is, and we're going to have a bit of our own right here. We're going to flick it back. We're going to look at on board. Look at that. It just goes straight away. It's just gone. No saving that in these wet conditions, especially for the Porsche there, and that is a huge, huge moment for the championship lead.
It really is, and this has just been... Oh, I gotta say, it's been a wonderful race.
It doesn't stop.
I have enjoyed every single second of this. It has been brilliant from start
to finish. It does not stop, 100%. The carnage has been going flat out, as Wilson here in P10 has had a nice little off there, so nice little dirt line that one is around the outside, wanting to get the rear end out a little bit and leave some lovely marbles and gravel all over the track for the cars behind him to deal with, which is not so kind. But like you said, Geordie Slater in the lead. Now Geordie Slater is in P2 for the championship, and Oscar King, his championship rival, is in P3. So we do need to talk about the championship standings in these races. So this is going to be absolutely amazing for Geordie Slater to hopefully bring this lead home tonight, isn't it?
Absolutely. And another thing that I've also just sort of gone to consider... Oh, and my goodness, P6's round. Mr. Aussie has had a bit of a time coming out of the Yokohama Bridge, but he is off track and he is able to make a questionable rejoin in front of Mr. Brock Anderson. I don't know about that one. I don't know if that is the go. Please do not follow that advice at home, kids. If you are rejoining, wait for the car
100%.
Before you go back on the track.
Oh, goodness me.
But yeah, it is really crazy. One thing that I do want to throw out there is that given how long the safety car takes, we don't want to end under safety car, so I think we might need to make a ruling that the last 10 minutes of the race, there will be no safety car. It will be green flag to the end. We'll have 100%. To discuss that with our our race organizer.
Is
But I
this
think
gonna
that
be...
might be a good, sensible rule going forward.
This is another moment to turn one from Joseph. We cannot have these moments, Joseph. Please. We do not want a penalty for you as we flick back straight to P7. The Porsche having another moment. Oh, this man is not having a nice couple laps, is he?
Yeah, not at all. I'm just gonna see if I can do a little bit of my own digging on the back end here. I'm gonna click on. Okay, there's no current DQs to report. Okay, I was wondering if I could bring up the amount of X's that drivers have, but it doesn't look like I can. It would be great if we had that function, because some of these guys must be getting close. Oh, do we?
We do. Luke. We do have...
What's up, brother?
The saucy stuff right here. It's going to give... Hold on, give me a moment to pull it up.
Oh, Ryan Saborski's around! Not even at turn 1, but before turn 1.
No, no, no. Ryan, what are we doing? You've looked so consistent in the lead. Oh, do not give it to Oscar. But wow, they're just so far in front that he's not even close. Goodness me. We're going to see the moment where it all unfolded for him in turn 1. This cannot be good. Is this... Oh, he's on the white line. No. Oh my goodness me. He's on the white line because he can't see anything. And he's had a huge moment there. Before, like you said, before he's even made the turn 1, look at this. He pulls to the right, white line on the brakes, and wow! How fast is that around?
My question to you is he reacting, is it the white line that's causing him to lose it there, or is he reacting to the wall jutting out from the pit lane and he's like having a scare moment? Because we saw with Mr. Kelland before, you cannot touch that wall, you will die.
100% you will. That concrete wall is not very... Oh, there you go. Lamborghini around in the background. Hopefully it doesn't get in anyone's way there. And hope it doesn't cause more carnage. That is Daniel having another moment there. But we're going to jump back live again. So, hold on. Give me another moment. I haven't had any time to rest here to get you your penalties up. So, give me one more moment. There we go. I believe that's what has got us. There you go. It has. So, all your drivers' off tracks are up on the screen now. And I believe some of these may not be telling the most amount of truth, as I believe a few of these drivers have got more than just 1 incident point and 2 incident points for these drivers. For sure, Greg Cook has got a few more than 2, as I believe that rear end that he got there would have been 4x. So, not too sure if these are telling the most amount of truth out here.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he actually could have 2 after his flag.
Ah.
That could be it, but we don't know for sure. We might have to confirm with some of these guys at the end of the race, see if we can just make sure that we know for sure what that looks like. But we could also bring up the end of race results. So we'll have a look at that one, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure that that is all accurate at the end of the race.
Geordie in the lead. Geordie, you cannot be doing this. That is a scary, scary moment there. To go off the track and to jump it back on. He would have had an absolute brown pants moment there for that man, as you would have seen complete switch lock on the steering wheel to get that car as quick back to the line as it can. And oh my goodness me, Ryan's in the pit. Wait, hold on, P3's in the pit as well as that. Wait, may it be a mandatory pit stop? Why are we seeing drivers in the pit with 7 minutes to go?
I think that they've run out of fuel, because that is something that would be under regular conditions that would have happened. So they might be actually going now. This is the time we need to get our little top up and dash towards the end. There has also been a message that's gone out to the drivers letting them know that green flag conditions will run until the end of this race. So we will not see any more safety cars. There will just be racing, because we do not wish to finish this under a safety car, because that's boring. And we don't like boring.
We do not like boring here at all, no. And we've got an overtake, for P5 here. Is that done? That would have been done in the pit lanes. This is going to turn its race on its head, isn't it? In the dying stages here, in the wet conditions. That was dying down, these wet conditions, the carnage. But now it's going to jump back up, because... What's going on? Moment here.
Mr. Aussie got in the back of Daryl there at the... oh, goodness me. And Ryan has... rejoined, and he's actually found himself in between a few of the cars that are going to be racing towards the end.
Ryan Wilson with a moment. It says here, there you go, there's the car compressing out of the no, the second, not even the final corners. Oh my goodness me, that's a question. Oh my goodness me, that's a questionable spot to have the car parked. Wow, that was
Good thing we have that regulation that says that we're not going to finish with a safety car. Otherwise, it might have
100%.
come out there. Oh, Ryan
Oh!
Wilson has had a massive crash.
Oh my goodness me.
That is a
Ryan
total
Wilson.
car, ladies and gentlemen. That car, I think it's going to need to be brought back to the pit lane. That is a huge amount of damage as he lost control of the car and has been rear-ended by Joseph Parkinson.
Wow. That was a very scary moment there, as Joseph is also now in the box, and we're gonna get back to see what on earth is going on here. So was this the crash that did happen before? What are we looking at? That already happened. And then Joseph Parkinson's coming around here, and oh, into the back of him. It wasn't Ryan Wilson. That's a that's a different Porsche.
It was Ryan Taborski.
Like. Ryan Taborski, yeah, there you go.
We also, sorry, apologies to my co-commentator. It's Riley Wilson. That's all right.
Yes, Riley Wilson.
Geordie Slater has also come into the pit lane, and I believe that it is that. Oh my goodness, Brock Anderson's round.
Brock Anderson with a huge moment then also there.
I believe it was assisted.
Possible moment out of the pits. We're going to have a look at if it's assisted here on our screen in just a moment. Under the bridge he comes, out the other side. And is it assisted by himself? He's got the Porsche ahead of him. Oh, no, 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 no! And it was. He's been clipped there. Oh, goodness me. That is not ideal. And Ty passing Geordie for P2. Oh, my God. Ty Savilli! Settle down! Oh, my word!
I think these drivers are scared of that pit wall because it does jut out. If you see on the replay there,
wow,
they are really worried about having an incident there.
Like, this is all heating up. We thought it'd just calm down here, but it is on again. As Oscar King has gone off the track here as well. As he done the same thing into turn one. He's touched that curb, possibly again. Yep, and overshot it. Goodness me, boys, can we keep it on the Can we keep it on the track? Brock Anderson passing Geordie Slater for P3 again. This is absolutely on in the dying stages, isn't it?
It really is. We've only got 3 minutes left in this race, and cars are everywhere. There is so much going on, and we currently have Geordie Slater, who has been leading this race for a few laps now, has a big gap. But one thing that... Oh, actually, sorry, my mistake. Is Oscar King now in the lead? What's happened, Geordie Slater?
He has, but it's because Geordie Slater has pitted. So up on your screens now, on the broadcast, we do have the pit stops out. So we have the top three have not pitted. Geordie Slater's box 1. Greg Cook has also not pitted in P5. And Parkinson, P6 and 7 have also boxed there. So on track, we're looking at, right now, for pit stops wise, we're looking at Geordie Slater in the lead. From, obviously, he's the one that has pitted out of the top 3. So these drivers will need to come in soon.
Yeah, this has been one absolutely chaotic race. I wonder if we can potentially get a post-race interview with some of these guys, because I would love to hear how this was to drive.
Hopefully, maybe you can start contacting them now, send them a couple messages, but we're going to have to jump into a different call for that to happen there. But this is so interesting. This is just absolutely heating up here. This is absolute carnage tonight, and yeah, we're gonna leave the stops up there for the last couple drivers to box, hopefully. And we do literally only have 11 drivers left in this one. This shit has hit the fan tonight. 11 drivers left, and oh my goodness me, there's gonna be an optimism down the inside of Daryl. He thinks better of it. The Porsche there of a blog. Oh my goodness me, but he's had to push his way past Geordie as he was a lapped car. And oh no, I think we've got a black flag for Ryan. Is that Ryan Taborski's got a black flag? That is huge after he is one that is boxed. And oh no, Taborski's had another moment there. He's just drifted the car, but he's managed to get it back under pace. So hopefully he's got that one settled there. But when are these top 3 going to box? Are they not going to be after box? Nick, this is huge if they don't box.
Yeah, absolutely, because it looks like Oscar King is going to give us the white flag lap coming in here for the whole race. And wow, what an absolutely insane race we have had. But I think it's only fitting that Oscar King is our one to bring us home in P1.
If he doesn't box,
he hasn't had to box.
if this man
He
doesn't
has
box right
been
now,
consistent.
he doesn't. Will we get the white flag right now? We don't. We don't. The white flag.
The white flag has dropped. No, the white flag has dropped. We have in the game audio, you do hear the alarm go off, which means that we have a white flag. So this is the final lap of the race. Oscar King is going to be able to bring it home here, or so he thinks, without having to stop for fuel, which was something that we did discuss a little while ago with how these safety cars and the rainy conditions were going to impact this race. Oscar King has been a man of consistency throughout this entire championship so far, and he has put off another brilliant drive. What a great battle he had as well with Mr. Ty Saville. Was fantastic to see just how well he and Ty were, going back and forward there with those impressive overtakes at turn 1. Isn't that right, Luke?
For sure, it's definitely been interesting for the whole tonight, but I'm still confused. I'm sure the white flag has to come up on our lap timing as well for it to be a white flag. So it's a bit of confusion in the box here tonight, because I feel like the alarm in the pit lane is also for people entering the pit lane. Oh, it is checkered. There you go. So you're right. So he takes the outside line there in the last corner. He's going to run it up to the line. Oscar King out of absolutely nowhere. I don't know how this man has done it again. He seems to be able to do it race after race, but Oscar King brings it home for another win this season and extends his championship lead by even more here. And the man, the myth, legend, Ty Saville up 18 spots in the Audi here tonight. 30 seconds behind the leader and is still all over the track. No, he's out of fuel. Ty is out of fuel, ladies and gentlemen. And it's an uphill drive to the finish. No way. He is out of fuel. Oh my goodness me. The gap is closing behind. He has run it to the line. It's going to come to a stop. He's not going to be able to do it. Oh my goodness me. Geordie's past him. Geordie for P2. Ty is going to have to call it there unless his friend Brock Anderson is going to be able to push him to the line. Oh no. What an absolute upset on the line here. Brock Anderson comes around the final corner. Is he going to do it? Is he going to help? He is. Look at this. Into the back of him. He gives him the push.
Bit of a hit there.
Oh, that is what a lovely team sportsmanship. Oh, they're all coming to the line here, the teammates are. And Joseph Parkinson calls it a day into the back of him and turns him straight into the wall. That is absolutely amazing. But no, Ty is still not finished. He's driving. Look at that wheel. That wheel is turned on the back there. Oh, what an upset. Greg Cook's going to have to help him. No. Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to get to the line. Ty Saville for P6. Oh, my goodness me. Wow. What a finish there.
Gracious. All right, Lukey, would you mind forgiving me for a moment? I might jump into the Team OC Discord just to see if those guys wouldn't mind hanging out with a bit of post-race shakedown. What do you reckon on that one, Luke?
Yeah, 100%. We
All
may
right, I'll be
have
right
to... back. Yeah, we may have to find a way to get them into a call of some sorts that we have. But yeah, what a finish. Oh my goodness me. That was an absolute banger at the end there, as we've got some nice doughies here from Harris there in P8. And I don't think I've ever seen anything like that here tonight. That was such an interesting end to that race, as Geordie has obviously brought it around that one last time and he's going to bring it into the box. Oh my goodness me. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a race around Oran Park in the lovely GT3 challenge. That
all right, we have got a confirmation. We are welcome to have a bit of post-race of shakedown with these boys.
100%. What call will we be jumping into?
I believe we'll just jump into the Pitwall team chat that we got over in the Team OC Discord. So I'll just get us in there and make sure we're all ready to go.
All right,
so if you want to jump in about a minute,
gentlemen.
all right, we'll do it another night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. there was your absolutely amazing race here tonight at Oran Park. Wow, that was interesting. So Oscar King leading. We will not get after race interviews tonight. We will next week there at the next track that is up. So Nick, take us through our finishing results here tonight.
Absolutely. Just give us one moment here. We have Oscar King coming in with a fantastic drive there with a brilliant race victory. Another one to add to his repertoire. Geordie Slater coming in for P2. It looked really dicey for him, didn't it? He had a moment at the beginning of the race, but he's fought his way back brilliantly to get a P2. Mr. Gokhan Aussie there with P3. Another great finish from him. Ty Civilli, even though he has run out of fuel, manages to pull up a P4. Brock Anderson coming in there at P5. Greg Cook, P6. Joseph Parkinson at P7. I wonder if that was because of a black flag penalty at the end there. I'm not sure, because I would have thought that he finished ahead. Maybe I'm wrong. Luke Harris coming in at P8. Ryan Taborski, who looked like he was going to win this race. He looked so strong, finishing at P9. And that is really something to say. And Daryl Coop coming in with P10. Great effort there. Mr. Levi Block coming in at P11. And those are our finishers. Everybody else here did not finish. Riley Wilson, Daniel Kelland, who we saw have a shocker. Let's be fair.
100%,
That was a wild crash that we saw on the pit wall. I think the boys at Oran Park may need to, fix that up. I don't think those are safe track conditions. But we do know that Oran Park is the worst racetrack in New South Wales. Don't at me. Gary Wickett coming in P14. Chris Tippett P15. Paul Brown P16. Tucker Drysdale P17. Jordan McDonald P18. Jay Connor P19. Jake Morris P20. P21 going to Anthony Roach. Mason Zelda P22. And I do believe if you scroll a bit further down, you'll see Mr. Luke Fallon's name there, but he's hiding it from the stream.
We don't need to look at that one tonight. But what a race that was. And a comment coming in for Aussie. Yeah, mate. Absolute masterclass from you tonight with 1K I rating to manage to get that podium. Let's go back up to have another look at that. But that was very impressive from you tonight, mate. Just snuck yourself in there right at the end and grabbed the podium. That is absolutely wonderful driving from you. But ladies and gentlemen, next week is round 5 and we are heading to Navarra, 24th of October, next Friday, in Spain. So it's going to be a very interesting round there.
Brilliant. That was fantastic. Any final thoughts there, Luke, before we sign off tonight?
I just think that was one of the greatest, if not the greatest, league races in GT3 I've ever seen in my entire life. There were cars off everywhere, and I'm so excited to get back next week.
Absolutely. I got to give a massive amount of credit to our drivers. After the 2 safety cars had shook up the field a little bit, they did a really good job of resetting, knuckling down, and keeping the race in a much more, I wouldn't say completely safe state, but they did a much better job of keeping me from having to click the safety car button again,
100%.
which is really wonderful to see.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that we will have to call it there. And thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. It has been a pleasure. I believe Luke and I have lost both of our voices because there was so much to just talk about and so much excitement.
100%, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to sign off there. Rep IMSA tomorrow because no one's voices will be here tomorrow. But hopefully everyone has a lovely night and we'll be signing off. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.